What is this, part 4? I'm not able to stay on top of my heart. I'm not able to stay on top of my foot. I'm not able to stay on top of my eyes. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm going to get that shit tattooed to my forehead. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. I used to want some tattoos, you know. Never wanted to be covered in them, but there was a few that I wanted, and you know, when I was younger and I was working, I wanted it. It just wasn't a worthwhile expense at the time. I wanted to make sure I got one at a reputable shop, make sure that I wasn't going to get some kind of, you know, weird disease. Never got it. Never got it. But my friend, you know, family friend Jared, he's got some wicked tattoos, and he got them from this shop down in Daytona. And I used to always be like, I'm gonna go down to that shop and get a couple. And then got cancer, and the oncologist said that's not a good idea. So I never did it. But I'm about to have damned if I do, damned if I don't tattooed to my freaking forehead. So that's it. That's what's going on right now. I'm going to shut this down, but this last part is going to be a PSA that I want to make. I've made this statement before. I started my channel with it, and made it on and off, but I've got new subscribers, new viewers, and I realize most of y'all haven't gone back and watched a lot of the old videos. I don't blame you. It's almost 200 videos of boring and depressing shit. Pardon my French. But I feel like I need to reiterate this. My channel is, and always has been, about supporting the GoFundMe. My social media footprint is so small that just sharing my campaign on social media does me no good. YouTube and putting out these videos is the best way for me to get this in front of as many eyes as I can, and the best way for me to explain to y'all, you know, any potential donor, what's going on. That's what it is and always has been about. I try to be very open and very honest about everything. And I do not enjoy it because I am a happy little introvert. I do not like being the center of attention. I do not like knowing that, you know, dozens, hundreds of people are watching me, listening to what I have to say. I don't like it. It's like an itch inside my skull that I can't scratch. It bugs me. I would much rather, you know, just not be known. But that's not an option right now because I need this. I don't have a choice right now. I need help. As much as I hate it, as much as it makes me sick to ask, you know, other people for financial help, I need it. And I don't have another way to go about it. So that's what my channel is about. And like I said, I'm very open and honest. I will answer any of your questions. I will talk to you about anything you want to talk about. But there are 3 topics that I try to stay away from and do not discuss on my channel. The first is politics. I do not discuss politics. The second is the political social stuff that's going on in the world right now. And the third is religion. I don't discuss these three topics on my channel, not because they don't interest me, not because I'm not involved with them, but because they are such hot button issues in the world today. And we have become so politically, socially, religiously polarized and tribalistic that whenever you put your beliefs, your ideals, what you think and feel out there, you immediately create enemies and antagonists just because you don't think and feel the way they do. I've talked about politics a little bit before because I felt something needed to be said, or I felt that I needed to explain this or that, or where somebody actually went and dug up information on me and then tried to put it on YouTube, put it in my comments section to try to expose me for being, a bad guy just because of the fact that, I had a house. And I explained in depth, why I had a house but still needed GoFundMe. I lost subscribers because of my political affiliation. And it's the same for, the things that are going on socially in the world. I'm very old-fashioned and traditional, so you can imagine that a lot of things that are going on in the world today socially, I'm not down with. I don't, agree with. I'm not part of it. But I'm also a firm believer in, it's not for me to impose my thoughts and beliefs on someone else. As long as, I don't care what you do, as long as children and animals aren't being hurt, nobody's being forced to do something they don't want to do, and you don't try to force your beliefs and your lifestyle on me or others. I don't care, what people do. And religion is another one. It's a huge hot button issue, huge polarizing issue. If, you are not this religion or this religion or this religion, you're automatically branded as evil, and not only are you not worth associating with, but you must be defamed and beaten down. And I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. We have lost our ability to disagree and still be okay. We've lost our ability to disagree and still be able to be friends. Like my best friend, he and I have different belief systems, but we can still sit down and cuss and discuss and debate civilly, friendly, and still laugh and joke, at the end of it. And, people used to be that way all over, and now so many more than not are not that way. If you don't believe and think the way I do, then you've got to be bad. And that's sad. That makes me sad. So I don't discuss those topics because I need help through GoFundMe. And if I get on here and I start, just by, talking about who I am, what I think and feel and believe, is going to create animosity on my channel. Instead of, potential donors potentially donating, they instead don't donate, and in some cases try to make it harder for me to receive donations because I don't think and believe the way they do. And I'm really trying to avoid that. I am religious. I'm very spiritual. I have faith and spiritual beliefs. As I have said before many times, what I believe may be a little bit different than what you believe or what you're used to. But that's okay, you know. It's normal. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go into it because it will inadvertently create animosity and division amongst some people, because some people just cannot, you know, cannot be okay with the fact that I believe this, that person believes that, but we can still be neighbors. You know, we can still be friends. We can still be civil to each other. We can still help each other out. And if that's what you believe, you know, if you believe that because A, B, and C don't believe the same thing, they don't need to be, you know, associating with each other,